Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Before the court because you failed to appear. I remember meeting you on maybe not my docket or somebody else's docket that I was covering. And I said, "Are you promised to come to court?" And you said, "Yeah, sure."
Yes, and I certainly tried, Your Honor. I mixed up, like, there was a lot, like, A, there was a lot going on. B, I called the public defender's office.
No, don't say anything yet, because you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say can be used against you, so we're not going to do that. So you're remanded for now, but we'll have you back on the 16th, which is on Monday.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm confused.
Again, Ms. Martinez, you're remanded. Do not have a bond.
So I'm leaving today. Leaving jail.
You're not leaving today.
But Monday?
You're remanded to the Washtenaw County Jail. No bond. We'll see you on Monday.
What does that mean, no bond?
That means you're not able to post. You're staying in. Your bond is revoked at this time for multiple failures to appear.
Until Monday?
And I'll revisit it then. You're done.
Okay.
Ms. Martinez, come back.
Yeah.
How much time do you want?
Judge, I'm going to need 2 to 3 weeks. I anticipate a social work referral. I need to confer with our juvenile attorneys to get some background information, as well as to talk to Mr. Chavalowski about how to proceed. And then I'm going to need some meetings with Ms. Martinez.
Ms. Martinez, I'm going to schedule your pretrial for November 6th at 1:30 p.m. You're going to stay remanded. You have too many failures to appear.
No,
Your Honor.
No,
Last time that you were in front of me, I'm like, I talked to you about coming in and you're like, yeah, no problem. And it was really dismissive about it. And then you didn't, you didn't show up at all. And I'm not confident that you're going to come back. You have a multitude between this court and district court of failures to appear. You don't come when you're ordered to come. So why would I think this would change now?
Your Honor, because there are a number
on 11/6 of 2023 at 1:30 p.m. You'll be back for your court date. Thank you.
Really, there's nothing I can say. Seriously, there's nothing I can say on account of I have a job to get back to. I have bills to pay. I also have a car to unimpound, and there's nobody else who can do it except for me. And
Ms. Martinez, you would have had that opportunity had you had just come to court.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Any of the number of times, the handful, the dozens of times that you were supposed to come and you didn't come before. And if it had just been one failure to appear, I would not have thought it was much to worry about. But there's more than one. You're done. We're done today. Thank you.
Number 17 and 18, people versus Devon Martinez, 23-626 FH, 23-635 FH.
Alex Chavalowski for the people.
Sent over letter, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Martinez.
Camille, can you hear me? There we go.
Yes, hi.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Good morning.
Did we get through the plea last time or no? I don't remember. I have it all written now. Okay. So how are we proceeding today?
Well, Your Honor, it's still my client's intent to plead no contest to the R&O larceny under 200 and retail fraud third pursuant to the offer. We had discussed that the restitution on the misdemeanors that would be dismissed as part of that plea offer were $24 and $27.97 respectively. The issue was where Ms. Martinez was going to go upon her release. The court did not want her to go to her home with her current romantic partner because of allegations of drug use. So Ms. Martinez suggested that she might be able to go reside with her grandmother. I did have the opportunity to speak to her grandmother a couple of times. but she has refused to let Ms. Martinez stay there. So what I'm asking the court for is that Ms. Martinez could be released to treatment, because she does have some mental health and some substance abuse issues that she could certainly stand to benefit from treatment and from living in a sober environment. And that would provide her hopefully with not just a place to stay, but also transition into more stable housing. So I'd be asking the court for precisely that.
I would also, may I say something as well?
It would be against my advice, Ms. Martinez.
Oh, I'm just curious, like if I were to have another option before a treatment bed opened up, would that be possible? Also?
What's the other option?
There are a couple other people that I'm trying to get in touch with. It's just very difficult within the confines of the budget that I have to be able to speak with people through these confines. So it's just a matter of getting in touch with somebody, but whatever happens first, I'm thinking like would that be all right? Like whether it's treatment.
I don't know who those people are, and so there's no way of vetting to make sure that you're going to a proper place. The first place you suggested to me, we've already had that conversation.
Okay,
It's maybe not the best environment for you to go through, but if that was your first choice, where there's active drug use, that's not, I'm worried about who else you would pick. So in that case, for the safety of the community, I pick. And so it's Home and New Vision or Home and New Vision.
Would Sparrow be all right? I was thinking, because I've already been.
I need you in a longer program. Not 5 days or 8 days.
No, 90 days is their residential usual program, and I've spoken to Sparrow already, and someone was coming to reach out to me at the jail actually. Would that be possible? I'm familiar with it. It's really nice actually. 90 days would be appropriate.
No, it's right now it's Home and New Vision unless I have additional information, but the information that I have now, it's Home and New Vision.
Sparrow is not available?
Camille, I'm not gonna repeat myself again.
Okay. Do you know if there are beds open?
I don't.
Okay.
So the offer on the table. Making sure that I have all this right. In 23-635 FH, you would plead no contest to an amended count 1 that has both officers' names. The maximum penalty is 2 years and or $2,000. In file 23-626 FH, you would plead guilty to count 2 or plead no contest to count 2 and then added count 3, which is larceny under 200. Which carries a maximum penalty of 93 days and or $500 or 3 times the value of the amount stolen. Count 2 is a retail fraud in the 3rd degree. It has the same penalty, 93 days, $500 or 3 times the value stolen. In addition to that, the people would dismiss case number 23-3028, which is a retail fraud 3rd degree, a 93-day misdemeanor. They would dismiss 23-905, which is a 1-year misdemeanor, which is attempted R&O. And case number 23-1056, which is also an attempt R&O and a second count lying to the police officer, which is a 93-day. And you would be responsible for restitution in 23-3028 of $24, and in 26 I'm sorry, 23626 FH, the restitution amount is $27.97. You'd be waiving your right to a restitution hearing in those $2 amounts. Did I correctly summarize the plea agreement?
There was one correction, Judge. The case that we identified as 233028. Rather than being dismissed, that case will not be recharged upon payment of the $24 restitution, as it has already been dismissed. And then also we agreed not to charge a case that we're identifying as CTN 235195.
And what's the?
That was a potential possession of cocaine charge.
235195,
5195.
which is a potential 4-year.
Yes.
Very alleged. My bad.
Do you understand the plea agreement right now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we've covered the maximum penalties. Is this how you want to proceed today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Let's get sworn in.
Can you raise your right hand, please?
Good.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Right, have you had enough time to speak to the public defender's office about how you want to proceed and what the consequences are of pleading no contest today?
May I lower my hand too? Sorry.
Yes, you can. I'm sorry, I can't see that it's
Okay.
up.
Sorry.
Have you had enough time to speak to Mr. Overwater about your plea?
Have I had an opportunity to?
Yes, enough time?
I mean, I've already attested, haven't I? No? I don't know. Like, I think so.
Do you want to talk to him again?
Yes, please. Well, I mean, not if it adjourns this again, I guess.
Mr. Overwater, sending you in a breakout room and a treasure hunt, and we'll recall the case in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Recall number 17 and 18, People versus Devon Martinez, 23626 FH, 23635 FH.
Alex Chabalowski for the people.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Ms. Martinez, who is present from custody from the Washtenaw County Jail. Your Honor, thank you for passing the matter. I did have an opportunity to speak to Ms. Martinez and answer her questions, and I believe we are prepared to proceed.
Okay, you're still under oath, so I have some questions I need to ask you now. Do you have an understanding of the plea agreement now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right, are you currently on probation or parole?
No.
We just covered all of the maximum penalties for the offenses that you'd be pleading no contest to and for the ones that will be dismissed. Do you have any questions about the maximum penalties?
No, yeah.
Okay. Has anyone promised you anything other than what's been stated on the record to get you to plead no contest today?
No.
Has anyone threatened you to get you to plead no contest?
No, yeah.
Do you understand that if you plead today, you're giving up the rights you would have had if you went to trial? That
Yes.
includes the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you were guilty, to have the witnesses against you in each of these cases appear and have your attorney examine and cross-examine them, or to order witnesses that you need for court to come by court order or subpoena, to remain silent because you don't have to testify. I won't use that silence against you, or to testify if you wanted to at your hearing. Do you understand you're giving up all of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept your plea today, you cannot come back later and tell me the plea was a result of something that you're not telling me about?
I fully am aware and understand, yes.
Do you
Yes.
understand that if I accept your plea today, you don't have an automatic right to an appeal You have to ask a higher court for permission. They may say yes, they may say no. In other words, it's not automatic that you can undo your plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you understand that if you're not a citizen of the United States, the federal government can take action against you that includes deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And lastly, counselors, would you confirm no other threats or promises?
No other threats or promises, Judge.
None that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All right, in file 23635, as to count 1 that's amended to have both officers' name, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, and in file 23626 FH, to count 2, which is retail fraud in the 3rd degree, how do you plead?
No contest.
Factual basis.
Judge, Mr. Overwater asked me to provide the copy of the police reports. The first one is for the RNO.
What is that? Sorry? What?
Oh, okay, yes, thank you. And there's an added count 3, Andrea, on 23626, which is larceny under 200. How do you plead to that?
No contest. This is all part of what I've already agreed to, right? Like with my lawyer?
Yes, this is,
Oh, okay.
Mr. Overwater, this is all.
This is all part of what was agreed to. Camille, the judge needs to establish a factual basis for the plea, so she's looking at the police reports.
All right.
Counselors, are you satisfied to comply with the court rule under 6302 in that case?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
I find the defendant's plea knowingly, understandingly, voluntarily, and accurately made. We'll set this matter for sentencing on January 22nd. Mr. Overwater, do you want to be present for the plea?
I do indeed, Judge.
Okay. And Camille, the probation department, if you are out, you need to reach out to them and talk to Mr. Overwater, but they're going to do a pre-sentence interview with you to make a recommendation for sentencing. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you need to make and keep that appointment.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Right.
she's being released to residential treatment today,
It'll be when a bed is available.
but we're not waiting for sentencing.
No. I'm just gonna think about this phone. Okay, I'm gonna amend your bond that you can be released to treatment to home and set for sentencing 122-24 at 1:30. Any questions?
No, just thank you very, very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your Honor.
This is
Yes, you're welcome. We will see you then, okay?
look forward. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You
Bye.
too.
Thank you, Mr. Everybody. Cheers.
You're welcome.
Peace, everybody. Love, bro. No, sorry.
Supplemental number 1, People versus Devon Martinez.
Your Honor, Jonathan Emmons on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Margaret Carey Lilly on behalf of Mr. Martinez. Devon, could you state your name for the record, please?
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's too. Devon, Julia Martinez.
Ms. Martinez, you're gonna need to speak up a little bit. It's a little bit garbled, so I heard it, but we'll
Did you
just.
see the recommendation? Devon, Julia Martinez.
Yeah.
Revoke. 3.
So today's the
Revoke
date.
in 1 year. She's gonna just go.
Ms. Martinez, do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you on this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will appoint the public defender. represent you in this matter until further order of the court. Carrie, I believe you had a chance to go over the allegations.
I have, Your Honor. We were able to discuss the allegations. We reached out to probation. There is a recommendation from probation as well. So in regards to the arraignment, she does stand mute. Well, does she stand mute? No, she's going to be entering a guilty plea. Yes.
Okay, so just let me remind you, ma'am, that this is not necessarily going to happen. You have the right to be reminded of the underlying maximum on the charge that you were convicted of, you pled to. And that was assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer, maximum of 2 years of probation and or a $2,000 fine. I'm not saying that what will happen today, but that is what's on the table as far as what the maximum.
Is it? Okay, it's not
Agent
300.
Cybert, do you want to tell me the recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, the recommendation is to revoke the probation, 1 year jail, credit for 301 days served.
Yeah, I guess it's every 5 days.
And then carry out another death your time. Have you raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay, you've had a chance to go over all of this with your attorney, and you understand everything that's going on, and you want to proceed, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, you heard what the recommendation of probation is, correct? That your probation would be revoked if you serve a year in the Washington County Jail with credit right now for 301 days served, correct? You have to say yes, you can't just not. Okay, other than what's been stated on the record, has anyone promised you or threatened you with anything to get you to plead guilty to this violation?
I plead guilty. There's no
And
contest.
did anyone, are you doing this of your own free will, man?
Yes.
Okay, you would have the right to have a hearing in this case. And at the hearing, you would have rights, and they're important rights, and so let me go over some of that with you. At the hearing, the prosecutor would be required to prove by preponderance of the evidence that you violated your probation as alleged in the petition. At that hearing, you'd have the right to have you or your attorney question through examination or cross-examination any witnesses who testify. If you wanted to testify at the hearing, you could testify at the hearing, but you would not be required to. And then finally, if you needed witnesses for your defense, I would order them to appear in court. You understand all those rights, and that by pleading guilty today, you'll give them up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I plead no contest.
And so if you didn't like what happened at the hearing, you could automatically go to the Court of Appeals. You file the papers and you go. But because you're not having a hearing, you give up the automatic appeal. You can still try to appeal what happened, but you have to ask the Court of Appeals for permission to take the case. That court decides whether it's going to hear it, not me. So you give up that automatic appeal. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. The warrant that was issued alleging your violations was dated October 9th, 2024, and it says that you violated your probation with 4 different counts. There's some detail on that warrant, and you were arraigned on it. How do you plead to these probation violations?
No contest.
I'm sorry, go ahead and speak up.
No contest.
I think she said no contest, Your Honor. You can plead guilty, Ms. Martinez.
It's not going to affect the outcome.
Are you guilty?
How do you plead to the allegations?
Guilty.
Okay. And so, I'm just gonna ask counsel if I can provide them here 6.445 and take you a minute.
Defense is satisfied, Your Honor.
Okay, I believe I'm complying with the court rule as well. I find the defendant's plea of guilty is knowingly, understandingly, voluntarily, and accurately made, satisfied that there is a factual basis in the warrant to support the finding of the defendant that she is guilty of counts 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the warrant that is dated October 4, and I will accept your plea. Ms. Rodriguez, do you object? Ms. Martinez, do you object to me moving to immediate sentence on this matter?
We do not object, Your Honor.
Are you okay with me sentencing you right now? You have to say yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Agent Cyber, Mr. Evans, anything you want to add besides what the recommendation is?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you want to add?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Ms. Martinez, is there anything you want to say before I sentence you?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. It is a sentence of the court that your probation is revoked and you are discharged without improvement. It is a sentence of the court further that you serve 1 year in the Washington County Jail with credit for 301 days served. So that is a sentence of the court. You'll be dismissed when your total sentence is over. No more probation. This periodic ruling is going to get you what's called an appeals rights form or appellate rights form. That has all the information that you need to try to file an appeal in this case if you wanted to do so. One thing you need to take away from today is if you needed me to appoint counsel for you to do that, you have to make that request in writing within 42 days. Does that make sense to you?
Can you repeat that one more time? There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of noise out
If you
there.
if you want to appeal what happened, you can do so. If you needed a lawyer to help you with that appeal, I will appoint that lawyer. But you have to ask me in writing for that within 42 days of today. Okay?
Okay.
Other than that, your lawyer is going to get you the other information you want to appeal. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
So am I sentenced to what now?
365 days in the Washington County Jail with credit for 301 days. So about 4 months-ish,
How
give or
many?
take. Okay?
How many? How many?
About 2 more months.
Thank you.
Bill
Your Honor.
Cat, yeah, okay.
All right, you're all set. That concludes the hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Number 23.